Hello, everybody, and welcome into tonight's broadcast. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live tonight, and guess what is back? That would be the 2022 CONCACAF World Cup Qualifiers as the United States welcome El Salvador to frigid Columbus, Ohio at Lower.com Field. Let's meet the starting lineups right away. The U.S. have Matt Turner in goal tonight, Serginho Dest, Walker Zimmerman, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson at the back. In the midfield, it's MMA, Yunus Musa, Weston McKennie, and Tyler Adams. And up top, it's the trio of Yunus Musa, Christian Pulisic, and the surprise starter, and that would be Jesus Ferreira. Jesus Ferreira getting the start instead of Ricardo Pepi. Ferreira and Pepi just not too long ago were teammates at FC Dallas. Of course, Pepi has since made the big move to Augsburg, and he surprisingly left on the bench for this one. Well, the U.S. have led for just 16% of their minutes played in these World Cup qualifiers. However, they currently stand second in the table with just one defeat, 1 point behind Canada as we speak. All 8 teams in this CONCACAF World Cup qualifying will be in action tonight. All right, let's look at the El Salvador starting lineup. It's Gonzalez in goal, Tamakis, Vigil, Dominguez, and Larin at the back, Seren, Landaverde, and Alex Roldan in the midfield. And then up top, it's Enriquez, Gil, and Duenas. So that's how El Salvador roll out tonight. Welcome into the broadcast, everybody. That includes Jeffrey, Ventura, Fredis, and Gisiro. Glad to see all of you. Football time indeed, Gisiro. And we're ready to go. The officials tonight, Brian Lopez, the referee from Guatemala, and his assistants are Humberto Panjo. Working the VAR room is Marco Ortiz. His assistant is Tatiana Guzman. Marco Ortiz from Mexico, Guzman from Nicaragua. Those are the VAR officials, but all 4 on-field officials tonight are from Guatemala. As we are ready to kick this one off, the United States wearing their red and blue kits, El Salvador in the visiting white. Let's get this one underway, shall we? Thanks, everyone, for being a part of tonight's broadcast. A 7 p.m. kickoff. El Salvador used to much warmer temperatures than this. In fact, right now, back in the capital of San Salvador, it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit. As we kick off in Columbus, it is 30, about a 52-degree difference. That's why the U.S. wanted to put this game in Columbus to make it true home field advantage here in late January. We're off and running. El Salvador kick it off and go all the way back to the keeper, Gonzalez. And a leaping Serginho Dest called for the foul. Because and it is a throw-in for El Salvador. CCC, tiempo de fútbol. It seems like it's been a while since the last World Cup qualifiers, as that was miscleared by Gonzalez. Ferreira blocked his clearance, but fortunately for Gonzalez, that didn't end up in the back of his own net. We'll see how Ferreira does. He's actually one of just 2 players in the starting lineup that play in MLS. Of course, MLS currently in the offseason, but in fact, 13 MLS players on this Windows roster of World Cup qualifying, as the U.S. will head to Canada on Sunday in a big matchup, and then back home in Minnesota against Honduras, where it's expected to be about 8 degrees at kickoff with the potential of snow. In fact, tonight in Columbus, it was just about an hour ago snowing a bit, some flurries falling down, but it's cleared up since. As El Salvador move it down the left side, Seren ahead to Enriquez. Serginho Dest takes it away, and he gets clipped there by Larin. And Larin called for the foul. Free kick to the U.S. Serginho Dest currently in an interesting situation in club football. Of course, he plays for FC Barcelona. There's been a lot of rumors surrounding Dest. Could he be on his way out? The new manager, Xavi, clearly doesn't prefer Dest, and so perhaps The American could be on his way out of Barcelona. Chelsea, a possible destination that's been floated around. By the way, for the U.S., Christian Pulisic makes his first start since September 9th in the World Cup qualifier against Canada, which ended 1-1. That game was in Nashville, which I was on the call for. Tim Weah applying the pressure. Great to see Weah healthy for a sustained period of time. Definitely a bright talent for this U.S. team. Gonzalez will clear the header won by Larin. And a free kick awarded to El Salvador. By the way, I said that Ferreira is one of 2 MLS players on the starting lineup. I take that back. 1 of 3. I forgot, of course, Walker Zimmerman. As the throne will be taken by Larin. Big news today regarding Matt Turner. It apparently has been confirmed that he and Arsenal have agreed to terms, and Matt Turner will be making the move to London in the summer. So he'll still be with the Revolution for the first half of the regular season before making the big move to Arsenal, which is great to see. What a great story Matt Turner has been. Played at Fairfield College just 4 years ago, was in the 2nd division, playing on loan with Richmond. Here's Pulisic. Pulisic ahead to Ferreira. He's met at the edge of the area, and it's stolen by Dominguez. This is Alex Roldan, the brother of Christian Roldan. Alex and Christian both on the Seattle Sounders. Christian, however, represents the United States. Their parents from El Salvador, and Alex chose to represent them. Hope all of you are doing well on this Thursday night. Remember, top 3 teams automatically qualify for the World Cup, which is later this year, believe it or not, November of 2022. And then the 4th place team would play in an intercontinental playoff against a team representing Oceania, which will most likely be New Zealand. And that intercontinental playoff will be 1 game held in Qatar in June, as Anthony Robinson collided awkwardly with Pulisic. And this is not what you want to see, as Christian Pulisic is a bit slow to get up. That was a very awkward collision, and it looked like it was actually Tamacas of Honduras who kind of bumped Pulisic into his teammate, Anthony Robinson. But Pulisic back to his feet and appears to be okay. What's good, Hugo? Glad to see you. Yeah, that's an interesting question, Jeffrey. Who will be the goalkeeper for the Revolution once Matt Turner leaves? Right now, Brad Knighton is the backup. Oh, did I say Honduras, Hugo? I meant to say El Salvador, excuse me. As this is crossed into the penalty box, and it's broken up as Enriquez had it stolen away. But yeah, right now the backup keeper is Brad Knighton, who's actually friends with my dad, believe it or not. But the Revs did just draft a goalkeeper in the MLS draft a couple weeks ago, so it'll be interesting to see who will be the new starter, as Honduras may have a chance. The shot is blocked by Zimmerman, but El Salvador still in the attacking third. This is Enriquez, edge of the area. Enriquez defended by Des, and now it's laid back to Seren. Seren all the way back to El Salvador's half with Dominguez. Yeah, let me get the scoreboard up. There we are. And let's get in the U.S. spirit. I'll make the scoreboard. Let's get it to blue. There we go. That's how to play for a U.S. throw-in. 6 minutes, 40 seconds into the match. And right as I say that, my TV has froze. Well, let's be patient. Again, I said Honduras. Did I really? I don't know why I'm saying Honduras. Thanks for catching me there, Hugo. That is an embarrassing mistake I somehow keep making. I'm doing that without even realizing it. Sorry, El Salvador. My goodness. I'm already looking ahead to Wednesday's game, apparently, as my TV has just froze. So this is not not a good start on my end. I apologize for the inconvenience. El Salvador currently sitting 7th in the octagonal, so a pretty dire situation really for El Salvador as my TV is maybe coming back on. Let's see. Yeah, it's also on Unimas. Yeah, thanks for giving me the heads up, Hugo, as I think it's just my TV as a whole. Let's see. I'm gonna try to switch out and go back in. We'll see if that works. Yeah, that's what I had the game on, Jeffrey, ESPN too, but looks like none of my channels are coming in right now, so maybe I'll have to pop the game up on my phone momentarily and hope that it comes back in. I have no idea why this is going on. Yeah, Unimas isn't working either. It says we're having some video issues, so I think it's only my TV though. Well, I'll try to pop the game up on my phone momentarily, as this has been a little shaky start to the broadcast, but I appreciate your cooperation. And that's not working either, so I don't know. Hmm. This is very strange. Yeah, none of my channels are coming in just like that. Well, you guys feel free to let me know if there's a goal. And wait, maybe. There we go. We got it back. We got it back. All right. We only missed about 3 minutes and no goals scored. That was very strange as Zimmerman will chip it ahead into the path of Weah. And that'll be a corner kick for the United States. El Salvador claiming it was off of Weah last, but the official disagreed. And the first corner, to my knowledge, coming up here. Thanks for the suggestions, Hugo. I ultimately got it back up and running. That was very strange. 10th minute of play. The fans in Columbus enjoying themselves. Am I ready for the snowstorm on Saturday? Yeah, ready as I'll ever be, Jeffrey. Yeah, apparently where I live, we're getting about 24 inches on Saturday, which is going to be crazy. So about 2 feet of snow on the way. Blizzard-like conditions too. I know you don't live too far from me, Jeffrey. Yeah, it was apparently ESPN trying to sabotage my broadcast as Pulisic's on the ball, and Pulisic in the end lost possession as El Salvador attempt to clear. And now it's headed back to the keeper, Gonzalez. By the way, I'm gonna quickly add in the description, where both teams stand in the table. Sorry, I was a little bit rushed getting on. I was finishing up some homework before this. But as I mentioned, U.S. in second as El Salvador have a throw-in. And the United States will head to Hamilton, Ontario for Sunday's clash against Canada. The U.S. with pressure on Honduras. I'm losing it. El Salvador's back line. And now El Salvador will look to clear it. All right. Here is Gil. El Salvador actually in the reverse fixture at their place made it very tough for the U.S. It ended in a 0-0 draw. You guys might remember as this ball is played into a dangerous area. Larin making the run. And there was a collision in the box. No call. Has been an interesting start to this one. After tonight, there will be 5 more matches to go for the U.S. in World Cup qualifying. And after next Wednesday, it'll be down to the final 3. There's just one more window after this. as this ball is played back to Christian Pulisic. Pulisic shot blocked. He'll try to follow up his rebound. Pulisic in a foot race, and Seren will win it. The U.S. have had some moments of potential. El Salvador coming to this one with 6 points, the United States 15. And Serginho Dest called for the foul. Dest playing in, somewhat of an attacking role, which is, of course, what he prefers. Those outside backs kind of playing like wing backs. Anthony Robinson on the left side. And then Dest on the right. Steve is here. Welcome in, Steve. Steve's in the house. Great to have you here. Always excited to call U.S. national team matches, especially big ones like World Cup qualifiers. So glad to have all of your company, as the free kick will be taken by Dominguez. USA needs 6 points in this window of matches. I would argue they got to get 7. I think at least 7. I think they should beat both El Salvador and Honduras, and then hopefully at least get a point at Canada on Sunday. 3 would be great, but I'm hoping for 7. I mean, I guess 6 wouldn't be the end of the world, but of course, the sooner we punch our ticket to the World Cup, the better. I don't think any of us want to have to sweat to the very last match day, perhaps, as Weston McKennie finds Serginho Dest. Dest now laying it wide for Weah. It took a couple of deflections, and they're going to award the throw-in to El Salvador. Great crowd on hand, by the way, at lower.com field. This is the second match of these World Cup qualifiers that Columbus is hosting. The U.S. played Costa Rica at this venue. Hugo Perez in charge of El Salvador. He was named the manager on April 23rd. He actually had 73 international appearances for the United States back in his playing days. Hugo Perez, a dual citizen. Now coaching El Salvador and trying to build up a program that has quite frankly struggled over the last few decades, but seemed to be trending in the right direction. You're cool with 7 as well. Yeah, absolutely, Steve. Will Canada be number 1 in CONCACAF? Well, in these World Cup qualifiers, you mean, Hugo? I mean, the way they've been playing, I'm tempted to say yes, but I don't know. Still 6 matches left, so I'm going to say no. I think the U.S. past Canada. I mean, even Mexico still have a shot at getting first place. I think it's going to be awfully close between all of the top 4 teams, in all honesty. As Anthony Robinson squares it. This is Ferreira on his left, and Ferreira sends it over the bar. It's the best chance yet for the U.S. Quarter hour in, but still no score from lower.com field. Anthony Robinson finding Ferreira, and that was a great touch with his right foot to get around the defender. What's good, Nate? Welcome in. Glad to have you in here, Nate. Will I be doing an NFL game on Sunday? Yeah, Jeffrey, I do plan on. I'm planning on doing the 49ers Rams game. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna be away in the well, depending on how, the snowstorm. I think I might be at my grandma's house like Sunday afternoon, so I don't think I'll be able to do US Canada, unfortunately. So yeah, but I'm probably gonna do 49ers Rams later that night. Yeah. So, and I plan on doing the US Honduras game. I don't think I have anything going on that night. I'll have to double check. Yeah, Steve. So that's correct. Top 3 automatically qualify, and then the 4th place team goes to an intercontinental playoff to face the winner of the Oceanian region, which will in all likelihood be New Zealand. And that playoff would take place in June in Qatar. Foul called against the U.S. Down for El Salvador is heel. Oh, I don't know about that. That does not seem like a foul to me. Zimmerman got ball. And that's a tough call against the USA. Zimmerman still pleading his case as El Salvador for perhaps a bit lucky to get that free kick their way. Can I believe Barry Bonds did not make the Hall of Fame? I mean, can I believe it? I guess, but yeah, I mean, it's a little bit crazy. The MLB Hall of Fame voting process is, I don't know. It's interesting to say the least, but I was glad to see my man David Ortiz get in. First year of eligibility, and Big Poppy is heading to Cooperstown, so that was great to see. Oh, and Serginho Dest fouled there by Enriquez. Dest will take the free kick. 18 minutes of play. No, I wasn't I wasn't bashing the referees, Steve. I know you are a referee yourself. I am as well at a much lower level, obviously. But sometimes I think criticism is warranted. Um, and in that situation moments ago, I think it was clear that Zimmerman got the ball as Dest is flying down the right wing for the U.S. Dest gonna cross it. The header flicked onto the back post, and Ferreira misses from 2 yards out. How has he not scored? An unbelievable chance for the U.S., but it goes to waste. I mean, Serginho Dest with a beautiful first touch, and he was just flying down that right wing. Dangerous cross. It was flicked on by the head of Weah, and then making the back post run was Ferreira, and that is a bad miss from that range. I mean, yes, the bounce went a little high on him, but still, at this level, he has to adjust and put that into the back of the net. Should have been the game-opening goal for the U.S., but instead, we're still scoreless. The shot's already 4-1 in the U.S. favor. No surprise there. Pepe would have scored. Yes, I think that's a fair argument to have. Pepe, I think surprisingly, I would say, out of the lineup as this is played into Weah. Once again, the U.S. posing a threat. Weah back to McKennie. McKennie trying to play it towards the penalty spot, but intercepted by El Salvador. Yeah, Steelers will be needing a new quarterback. Steve, who's from Pittsburgh, says rumors are swirling about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Kevin Durant is one of the captains for the All-Star game. All right, very good. Yeah, Hugo is fine with the Barry Bonds not making the Hall of Fame as a Dodgers fan, I'm sure. Zimmerman back to Matt Turner. 21st minute. Matt Turner getting the start in goal as Zach Steffen deals with an injury. And now all the way back to Turner again from Richards. Ricardo Pepi, the big name on the bench to start this one. Of course, made the big $20 million move to Augsburg just weeks ago. Still waiting to get that first goal in the Bundesliga as this pass makes its way through to Ferreira. Ferreira squaring it for Weah. And in the end, it's out for a U.S. corner kick. Second of the night. And the United States continuing to cause issues for the El Salvador back line. Baseball ain't happening this year. Do you think so, Steve? I mean, the season, I could see it being delayed, but I think the lockout will come to an end ultimately. They'll come to an agreement. I have to think, but that would be interesting if in the end no season occurs, as it's an in-swinging corner. An El Salvador player got ahead to it, and now Zimmerman will chase it down. He goes back to Tyler Adams. This is just the second game, by the way, that we're seeing Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, and Christian Pulisic all start together. which is crazy to think about. It seems like at least one of them is unfortunately always injured, but not the case tonight, which is a beautiful sight. Adams, of course, with Leipzig, Juventus, the home of Weston McKennie, where he's been lighting it up, and then Christian Pulisic with Chelsea. We're midway through the opening half, and the U.S. turn it over in the midfield. It's Hernandez. And now Landaverde. They'll switch the point of attack. Enriquez back for Larin. Enriquez defended by Des. Landaverde going down, and the Guatemalan official awards a free kick to the Salvadorians. The whistle going against Yunus Musa, who scored for Valencia against Atletico Madrid just 5 days ago, this past weekend. In the end, Valencia fell in devastating fashion. Atletico Madrid scoring 2 goals in stoppage time to win it 3-2. But at least good to see Yunus Musa getting on the score sheet for his La Liga club. Thanks everyone for your company tonight. CONCACAF World Cup Qualifying. First match of 2022 for the United States. They played a friendly in late December against Bosnia, which was all MLS players, as this strike comes from distance, but Hernandez doesn't pose a threat, comfortably dealt with by Matt Turner. All right, no worries whatsoever, Steve. No worries whatsoever, man. You're playing Super Mario Deluxe with your kids on the Switch. Have a wonderful time doing that. As this is crossed in by Tim Weah, another clearance by El Salvador, nearly a corner, but it will be a throw-in, about a yard from the corner flag. El Salvador just haven't really been able to possess the ball with intent. As Des will leave it for Weston McKennie. And McKennie takes off the gloves. Already warming up is Weston McKennie as he gets ready for the long throw. He'll try to send this one into the box. And he does just that. Header flicked on by Zimmerman. A bicycle kick effort, but Ferreira whiffed on it. But now Ferreira winning it back. He'll find Zimmerman. And it's clipped towards Pulisic, but too far ahead. Settled by the feet of Gonzalez. 20 minutes to play in the half as El Salvador work it down the right wing. Throw into the visitors. 3 points, just vital for El Salvador in their case. I mean, mathematically, they're still in with a chance to get a top 4 spot, but they really need to get in form quickly, because before they know it, they will be mathematically eliminated. So a draw really won't do them any good. They'll have to be attacking minded. We're now just 10 months away from kicking off the World Cup in Qatar. Ironically, it'll be likely one of the hottest weather-wise World Cups in history. Meanwhile, this qualifier for the World Cup taking place in one of the colder climates you'll find at this time of year, as Larin has it for El Salvador. Dangerous ball over the top, but Turner is out to claim that one. Yes, Hugo, I meant to mention that actually at the top of the broadcast. Yes, so that was the big news regarding this window of World Cup qualifying. Of course, in the first, what was it, 8 matches of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying, there was no VAR, but now there is VAR the rest of the way, which I'm glad to see, to be honest with you. I'm glad they made that revision. So there is VAR the rest of the way for these CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. Weston McKennie back to Serginho Dest. Dest, a little too comfortable with it, but he does get the whistle. Walker Zimmerman quickly takes the free kick. A win for the U.S. would temporarily move them into first place, although Canada will be kicking off later tonight against Honduras. I believe that's an 8 p.m. kickoff. I'll continue to keep you posted on the matchups elsewhere around CONCACAF. I know Mexico, Jamaica kicked off around the same time as this one. Serginho Dest under pressure, and here come El Salvador. It's Hernandez. Hernandez going to the right side. Here's a shot from distance, and it's just wide of the target. The best chance of the night for El Salvador. Alex Roldan, the Seattle Sounder, puts it marginally wide, and all of a sudden El Salvador coming alive. Alex Roldan able to just tee it up. Had a lot of time to think about it. Looking for that far corner, and fortunately for the U.S., it went just wide. And now Pulisic under a bit of pressure. It's stolen again by El Salvador, but good recovery by Pulisic as he's in a fight for it and wins possession for the U.S. Yeah, exactly, Hugo. Too many missed calls in the first 8 match days of World Cup qualifying where there was no VAR to correct those mistakes. So, yeah, I'm with you there, man. And yes, Roldan coming very close to the opening goal. Here's Enriquez over to Larin. 29th minute of play and still awaiting the game's opening goal. Weston McKennie intercepts in the midfield, and that's a dangerous challenge. Could be worthy of a booking. As Dominguez committed the foul, it'll just be a talking to. To Dominguez. As McKennie has a conversation with Berhalter. Yeah, that Dominguez just coming in late on the studs of Ferreira. You're playing as Toad. All right, Steve. There you go, man. Looks like you're having a great time as Yunus Musa sends it wide. Dest trying to cross. Cut out at the edge of the 6. Another corner kick on the way. It was Dominguez with the last-ditch defending for El Salvador. We've played half an hour in this one. Well, Hugo, technically VAR can only intervene when it's a possible red card. So that could have been a yellow card offense, yes, but VAR can't help out with a foul that's the referee deems not a booking. They can't upgrade that. Only if they think it's worthy of a red, as this will be sent forward, but Tyler Adams with the key intervention. 15 minutes remaining in the opening 45 from Columbus, Ohio. A packed house at Lower.com Field. All the fans bundled up for this one. Similar temperatures, in fact, to when I went to the Revolution's playoff game back at the end of November against NYCFC. Tim Weah, the injured player for the U.S. He's a bit slow to get up, but he will shake it off. Tim Weah playing for Lille in France. Won a league title last year with Lille. Brian McBride, the general manager now of the U.S. men's national team, watching on from a nice and comfortable suite, it appears. Yes, Steve, as I was just mentioning, no worries if you weren't listening at that time. Yes, CONCACAF starting tonight are implementing VAR. They didn't use VAR in the first 8 World Cup qualifying match days, but from here on out, they are implementing VAR. So, yep. That is now in play. As the U.S. move it across the back, this is Zimmerman. Through the middle, couldn't connect with Christian Pulisic. And now it's Seren. He goes wide with it. Hernandez will get there. Defended by Serginho Dest. Stolen by Tyler Adams. There's a whistle. Christian Pulisic tripped up in midfield. Yes, Hugo, you are right. Brian McBride did have a short spell with the Revs, if I remember correctly. Yes. He played for a number of teams, actually. Current temperature in Columbus, 30 degrees. It feels like 20, currently overcast. There were some flurries of snow earlier during warm-ups, but none of it sticking. And now here could be a chance. It's at the edge of the box. Ferreira onto his left. Now lays it off. Musa back to Ferreira. On the right wing, it's Serginho Dest. The U.S. have numbers forward as El Salvador get numbers behind the ball. Tyler Adams. Adams finding McKennie. McKennie trying to stay with it. 3 defenders on him, and McKennie's still going. And now he'll be called for the foul. The fans aren't too happy about that one. Getting tripped up was Larin. 34th minute of play. Yeah, Crew and Galaxy, definitely. I'm trying to think. Did he play for the Revs? I feel like he might have. Now I'm second guessing myself. I remember, of course, he played in Fulham, or rather in England for Fulham. Oh, apparently he never played for the Revs. Huh. I thought you were right, Hugo, and he did, but looking at his Wikipedia page, he did not. Oh, Chicago Fire. He was there for 3 years. That's right. He was even on loan at Everton for a short while. Played for Wolfsburg as well in Germany. Very interesting. So, no, he didn't play for the Revs. Who am I thinking of then? Another foul here, which has just slowed down the pace of play a little bit. What's good, J.A.? Welcome in. Vaughn is in the house as well. Isaac, welcome into the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I mean, it is, CONCACAF-ish, as you say, for Steve to implement VAR in the middle of a tournament, but I guess you could say it's better late than never. It should have been there from the start. I don't mind them putting it in right now, to be honest with you, but I don't know why it wasn't there from the start, in all honesty. But I appreciate you stopping by, J.A. Did I watch the Asian World Cup qualifiers? I did not, Vaughn. No, I saw some of the results, though. I saw Iran are the first team to punch their ticket to the World Cup from Asia. What's good? Gabriel, welcome in. Oh, thank you, Isaac. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, super pumped about heading to Syracuse this fall, which is official, by the way, for those of you tuning in. Someone from your TV production class also got into Syracuse. Oh, really? I'm the same age as her, so I'll probably know her. That's cool. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dang, going from Florida to Syracuse, New York, that's going to be quite the adjustment for her when it comes to the weather. Syracuse is even worse than where I live in Massachusetts when it comes to how much snow they get. But yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Vaughn. I appreciate that. Here's Anthony Robinson. Robinson crossing it towards the penalty spot. Just got ahead of Ferreira. Now it's Serginho Dest. Dest onto his left. Dest shooting, but it's blocked there as El Salvador once again stay disciplined defensively. 37th minute and still waiting the first goal. But El Salvador have been a bit shaky at the back at times. A couple of missed clearances, and Zimmerman takes it away in midfield. Well, that's crazy. You're the only kid down there wearing shorts and a shirt in 70-degree weather. Oh yeah, 50 degrees and I still wear shorts and a t-shirt as well. Absolutely. 30 40 degrees right now would feel like summer for me. It's been like 10 degrees. It was 4 degrees this morning when I went to school. And then on Saturday we're getting 24 inches of snow. So that is not going to be fun. But yeah, that's how it is in the winter up here in the Northeast. That's stolen away by El Salvador. On the ball is Heel, defended by Des. Heel turns the corner. And it's knocked out of play by Serginho Des. Winding down here in the opening half of play. Still no score as the U.S. tried to score the breakthrough goal. What's good, Adam? Adam's in the house. Great to see you as always, man. I'm glad you're here to support the U.S. That's good news. That's good news. And scout future Chelsea player Serginho Des. Yeah. All right, Adam. Let's keep it PG here. Let's keep it PG. No, I'm just kidding with you. Adam always brings the humor to the streams, so can't knock him for that. As this goes back to Matt Turner. Turner finds Richards. So far, both teams have committed 8 fouls. A bit of a frustrating opening 40 minutes for the United States. Of course, the game in El Salvador months ago finished 0-0. The U.S. hoping this is not a repeat of that. Here's Des, the Barcelona man, and according to Adam, the future Chelsea player. I did mention earlier that, yes, he has been linked to Chelsea. There's been a lot of rumors regarding the possible exit of Serginho Des from Barcelona. Turner to Zimmerman. And now Weston McKennie. Oh, it's a great move. McKennie gets around the defender and now plays it ahead. Way of the back heel pass to Des. A bit of a heavy first touch. And El Salvador back with it. The U.S. have had the right ideas at times. No foul called as Landaverde went down. I don't think Vietnam will make the World Cup. No, Vaughn. I don't. Here's Enriquez. This is Alex Roldan. Throw into El Salvador as Anthony Robinson got tangled up with Tamakas. Once again, as always, appreciate your company, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. A bit of a dull game at times, but hopefully the pace will pick up here as Larin looking to cross, headed down by Anthony Robinson. Yeah, we'll see if that happens, Adam. Des to Chelsea in the summer. It's a real possibility, I think. Who is more likely to miss out on the World Cup, Japan or Australia? That's a good question, as this is falling to Tim Weah. Tim Weah's shot to flex wide by the closest of margins. Weah can't hit the target. Christian Pulisic creating the opportunity. Pulisic just breaking free from a couple of El Salvador players, and then the cross sent in by Robinson, and Weah with a great opportunity and a crucial touch by Dominguez. It is in behind for a U.S. corner as we're 3 minutes from stoppage time. But yeah, that's a good question. I think Japan and Australia have both been struggling a bit. Yeah, I agree. Japan have better players. So yeah, I'd probably tip my cap to Japan, although I know they've been having their struggles, if I'm not mistaken, in World Cup qualifying. I'll have to refresh myself on what the standings look like currently in the Asian World Cup qualifiers. But yeah, I would say Australia will be more likely to miss out, as Adam mentions. No, I don't like 0-0 at the break either, Steve. I'm hoping the U.S. can grab one late in this first half. Pulisic trying to spin around Seren, but ultimately a foul called against the U.S. and Christian Pulisic furious at the decision. Perhaps some frustration starting to kick in for the United States. Yeah, there are a decent amount of Salvadorians in attendance, which is surprising, I'll say. I mean, a big reason why the U.S. put this game in Columbus was because they wanted a majority U.S. crowd, which I still think it definitely is. I mean, I'd say 90% of the crowd is American, but there is some blue. Yep, there is some blue and white, some El Salvador flags in the crowd. This one settled by Anthony Robinson, the Fulham player. Now Yunus Musa to Serginho Dest. Robinson. Way it to Dest. That's a great bit of skill as he gets around Seren. Now Robinson again. The U.S. very patient here in the buildup as we're 1 minute from first half stoppage time. McKennie. Now Ferreira with his back to goal. Back to McKennie on the left wing. It's Pulisic out wide. Pulisic into the box. McKennie trying to return it to Pulisic, but it's stolen by Seren. One back quickly by McKennie. Pulisic again on the ball. Goes wide with it. Robinson chips one to the edge of the box. Dest can't get there. Flying in with the header is Walker Zimmerman. And now controlled by Pulisic. Christian Pulisic takes a spill. No foul called. El Salvador the other way. We'll go back to the keeper, Gonzalez. And now we're awaiting how much stoppage time there will be here at the end of the first half. This is Weston McKennie. McKennie, dangerous ball floated in. But snatching that one is Gonzalez. And there will be one additional minute here at the end of the first half. Yeah, it is interesting, Gabriel, how, Australia moved to the Asian Football Confederation because, as you say, they were dominating Oceania, and Asia definitely a bit more challenging, more than a bit more challenging. Oceania is, I mean, no offense to that region, but it's a joke for the most part. I mean, now that Australia are in Asia, yeah, New Zealand just pretty much dominate that region. Yeah, exactly, Hugo. Exactly. Those locations you mentioned are areas where there are a lot of Salvadorians, and that's where maybe you wouldn't get the full home field advantage feel, as that will do it for the opening 45 minutes. It is all over in the opening 45, but still 45 more to go. The first half has concluded. It's the United States 0, El Salvador 0. Oh, really, Adam? Oh, man. You came so close. Sorry to hear that you couldn't get your winnings in the end. As the both teams head to the locker room, before I step aside, here are the thoughts of Greg Berhalter.
Second thing is we need to look to threaten the back line. Every time we do that, we're dangerous, and we haven't done that enough. talked before the game about wanting to press to turn them over. How do you feel you guys succeeded in that area? We can be a little bit higher and force a little bit more mistakes. A couple of times we did that, but we need to be more aggressive. Thanks very much.
All right, there is Coach Greg Berhalter's thoughts. 45 minutes played and still no goals. Well, I'll step aside for a quick moment. After the break, it'll be the halftime report. 0-0 in this pivotal World Cup qualifier for both teams. The U.S. men's national team trying to keep pace with Canada, who are 1 point above them as we speak. I'll be back in a moment, so make sure you stick around. And yeah, that's right, Adam. Chris Wood, the new Newcastle player, is from New Zealand. 9-0 loss to Ecuador. Yeah, exactly. Although the Oceania winner will be playing the team from, excuse me, CONCACAF, actually, Adam. So there you go. All right, there you go, Adam. I did not know that. I'll step aside for a quick moment. The halftime report's next. 0-0 between the U.S. and El Salvador. And welcome into the halftime report as the temperatures drop in Columbus as we head into the night. The score still 0-0. We are awaiting the first goal of this one, as I appreciate all of you tuning in for this one. And there's actually a draw for it, Adam. Yeah, so it probably was CONMEBOL last World Cup, Adam, but there's a draw for it. Every World Cup they have a draw. So the four confederations that play in the playoff, there is a draw that takes place. So it's Asia, Oceania, CONCACAF, and CONMEBOL. So they change it every year. They had the draw, I think, like a month ago or something, to determine, or maybe even less than that. Maybe it was 3 weeks ago. They had a draw to determine which region would play which in those playoffs to determine the final couple spots at the 2022 World Cup. And yeah, vital 45 minutes indeed on the way, as the U.S. will try to recharge here at the half. And I'll tell you what, the United States had their chances in that first half. Tim Weah probably had the best one when he settled it, had his left-footed strike partially blocked by Dominguez, and it went just wide. The U.S. with 8 shots in that first half, but the key stat for me, none on goal. So despite the U.S. creating chances, they have to put shots on frame. They haven't tested Gonzalez yet in goal, and only 3 out of the 15 attempted crosses from the U.S. have been successful, as the possession is 65 to 35% in the United States' favor. So all of the stats aren't surprising, except the frustrating fact of the matter is the U.S. still haven't been able to find the back of the net. And I just feel like in the attacking third, they have to pose more of a threat. They've shown some spark in moments and spells, but they need to do that more consistently, in my opinion. And when in front of goal, they need to they need to find the target, quite frankly. There's been a couple of shots where whoever has shot the ball has just taken a little too long to to seek out that window of opportunity, and El Salvador have been able to block their efforts, or in some cases, like that Jesus Ferreira miss at the back post, just a bad one-time shot where he sent it over the bar. So the U.S. have to be more clinical in the second half. If they are, I think they'll have no problem getting the 3 points. But the longer it stays 0-0, the more faith El Salvador are going to have that they can pull out a surprise result and maybe get a point here in Columbus, which would, of course, be very disappointing for the U.S. Let's face it. This is a match where they have to have 3 points, no excuses, especially with their big game at Canada coming up on Sunday afternoon. So it certainly is a vital 45 minutes on the way, as Adam says, and a chance to just regroup here. It'll be interesting to see if Greg Berhalter makes any changes at the half. If not, how soon into the second half will he decide to make some substitutions, as it looks like they've got a light show going on at Lower.com Field. My goodness. But yeah, so it's going to be a big second half. Kevin, thanks for tuning in, man. He says USA are going to win. I hope you are right about that, man. And welcome back in, Gabriel. A good note for the U.S. is that 10 of their 12 goals in these World Cup qualifiers have come in the second half of games. So they have been a second half team in these World Cup qualifiers. Let's hope that that's the case tonight. Final 45 minutes just around the corner. I'll set the stage for the second half in a moment. Stick around. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. An exciting weekend. Next weekend, you have FA Cup fourth round action in the Bundesliga. Bayern taking on Dortmund, as well as Bayern taking on Leipzig, as well as Dortmund taking on Leverkusen, and then Atleti taking on Barca as well. That's in the European leagues, but here in CONCACAF World Cup qualifying, one other game already underway. That is Mexico, Jamaica. They're also at the half. That game in Jamaica, it's currently 0-0 at the break. Meanwhile, Honduras, Canada about to kick off at 8:05 Eastern time. And then at 9:05, Costa Rica and Panama will battle it out in the final match of the night. So we'll continue to keep you updated. Yes, Gabriel. Actually, in fact, today there were reports that Matt Turner and Arsenal came to an agreement. So Matt Turner will be heading to Arsenal in the summer. So he'll be making that move in the summer. I believe that is official. I'll be back after a quick break, everybody. The second half is next. You won't want to miss it. 0-0, a pivotal World Cup qualifier here for the United States men's national team. Back after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's get the second half started, folks. Thanks, everyone, for your company tonight. 45 minutes in the book, still 45 to go, and we are scoreless from lower.com field in a chilly Columbus, Ohio. At kickoff, it was 30 degrees. That temperature continues to decline, although tonight won't be as bad as Wednesday should be in Minneapolis when the U.S. take on Honduras, but that's in 6 days' time. For now, the focus is the second half of this one. The United States will kick off in their red and blue kits, attacking from right to left. El Salvador now attacking from left to right in all white, and we're underway in the second half of play from lower.com field. Yeah, Adam, being from England, seems to have great knowledge of the U.S. men's national team, which is very cool. I have to say, I'm impressed, man. As Yunus Musa gets it back from Robinson, and knocked out a play for U.S. throwing. While the U.S. on the front foot right away to start the second half of play. Anthony Robinson will throw it in. Yeah, that's right. Miazga is with Alaves right now in La Liga as Robinson tries to slice through the El Salvador defense, but eventually it's cleared. Now Musa on the ball. Robinson for Zimmerman. Weston McKennie turns on the defender. Bit of a heavy touch from Pulisic. What's good, Dr. Zippy? Let's go. That's right. Let's go indeed. Let's go USA. Back it comes to Matt Turner. Now Yunus Musa. Good atmosphere tonight in Columbus, it has to be said. And 100% Gabriel, more USA talent playing in Europe, which is what you love to see. No doubt about it. This is Tyler Adams. Adams to Pulisic. Now McKennie going wide. Robinson looking across. That's blocked by El Salvador. Ricardo Pepi remains on the bench for the United States. Will we see him come on soon? I think he's coming in, no doubt. It's a matter of when, in my mind, is that pass intended for Pulisic cut out, and now El Salvador trying to counter. But offside is called. The U.S. holding a real high line right around midfield. Going back to a partial claim for a penalty by the U.S. in the first half. Towards the end of that first half, it just looked like Pulisic went down too easily. VAR certainly had a look, but decided that play should continue. I think that was the right decision as Robinson crosses the header, sent well wide of the target. In fact, it'll remain in bounds. Alex Roldan getting a touch. How is Panama fourth? I don't know. Panama always find a way, it feels like, Gabriel. Last World Cup qualifying, they got in. So, yeah, something about Panama, who beat the U.S. earlier in these World Cup qualifiers. That's the lone loss so far for the U.S. in 8 matches. Edge of the box, it's Ferreira. Ferreira trying to battle through, but has it stolen. And now El Salvador will blast it out of play. A U.S. throw-in coming up. 49th minute, just getting started here in the second half. This is the first of 3 games in this window of qualifying. Sunday, it's at Canada in Hamilton, Ontario. And then back to the U.S., where Minneapolis, Minnesota will host their final qualifier of this window against Honduras. It will be the first corner of the second half. That was off of Darwin Saren, who plays for the Houston Dynamo, in fact, in MLS. Here comes the cross. McKennie heads it up. The goalkeeper out of position, but Gonzalez recovers nicely and claims that one out of the air. A bit of a scare for El Salvador. Mario Gonzalez kind of in no man's land as McKennie won the header, but back to help out was Eduardo Vigil. And Vigil getting it back to Gonzalez, the keeper, who was about 12 yards off his line at that moment. Yeah, Cuba just isn't really a soccer country, in all honesty, Adam. Baseball is much more popular in Cuba than soccer, quite frankly. Um, yeah, but they do have a rich history with sports. It's just baseball is much bigger there. I know, right, Gabriel? It's crazy. Look at attacking by half in these World Cup qualifiers. As I mentioned, just 2 first half goals in now 9 matches and 12 second half goals. So the US certainly a second half team, and hopefully that is the case tonight as they are pretty much in need of 3 points. Anything short of that would be a great disappointment. Tyler Adams looking wide, but it's knocked out of play by Alexander Larin, who plays for Comunicaciones, who actually won CONCACAF League, kind of equivalent to the Europa League, but here in the CONCACAF region. Remind the MLS season is just around the corner. Opening weekend will be exciting as this is a chance. Weah's effort blocked. Now it falls through. Anthony Robinson scores for the U.S. And in the 52nd minute, the breakthrough goal has arrived. The Fulham defender has this crowd jumping in jubilation. And the backflip celebration as epic as it gets. And finally, the U.S. pull through. Seven minutes into the second half, and it all started with Tim Weah just winning with his pace from close range. A great save by Gonzalez originally, and then Ferreira heading it over to Anthony Robinson, and he just struck it purely with his left foot. A great strike into the far corner. No chance for Gonzalez. Robinson in the right place at the right time and did not make any mistake with this golden opportunity. Plenty of pace on the strike, and the United States open the scoring. Greg Berhalter, manager of the U.S., pleased about that. And finally, the U.S. can just breathe a little bit more comfortably. Anthony Robinson scores the game's first goal, and let's see if the U.S. can now build off of that. And Adam, I don't want any Ronaldo slander, because that means at the international level anyways that there's some Portugal slander here. My dad's from Portugal, so they're my second national team. So I don't want to hear that from you. Yes, Gabriel. Yep. Actually, starting tonight, there's VAR. There wasn't VAR in CONCACAF for all the previous games, but now there is VAR. Yep. It is now in use. I don't know if that is really realistic, Kevin. If the U.S. make the World Cup, I highly doubt that we'd see them sack Greg Berhalter. That just wouldn't really make sense. That's stolen in the U.S. third of the field. It could be danger for the United States. But El Salvador turn it back over. A poor pass from Brian Landaverde. And here come the U.S. Anthony Robinson. Beautiful pass that's played just behind Weah. Corner of the box. He'll tee up McKennie. McKennie floats one to the penalty spot. Musa's shot saved by Gonzalez. A beautiful stop by the Salvadorian netminder. It will be a corner kick on the way, but the U.S. are really coming closer and closer to another goal. Outside of the right foot on that strike from Musa, and he hit it with a lot of pace. Gonzalez able to react quickly. 10 minutes played here in the second half, and the U.S. faithful are enjoying themselves right now. Well, we'll see if they can beat Canada on Sunday, Kevin. We'll see. Here's Serginho Dest as they play it short on the corner. Dest still going. His cross Found Tamacas of El Salvador. Jeez. And now the flag waved by the AR. He said it went over the end line. So a corner kick once again for the United States. I believe the last touch was off of Dueñas. Haven't really mentioned his name tonight. Yeah, Jamaica, Mexico still 0-0. I'll be keeping you up to date on that. Honduras, Canada did just start, so. Yeah, Anthony Robinson is a great player. I love him. I really do. Oh, Mexico are losing. Is that right, Hugo? So have Jamaica just scored? Wow. Well, if that is true, thanks for the update, Hugo. That is huge news. Wow, 1-0 Jamaica. All right, then. Here's the cross. Header over the bar. McKennie loves scoring headers. Just ask Juventus. But that one, couple of feet over the crossbar. Good opportunity for the U.S. Wow. Well, thanks for that update, Hugo. Yeah, that's crazy, man. As El Salvador will make their first change of the night. Nelson Bonilla will replace Christian Hill. So Hill comes off, Bonilla on, and then Calvillo will also come into the match. And he will replace Enrico Dueñas. So Dueñas off, Eric Calvillo in. We'll see if those changes from Hugo Perez can make a difference. Yeah, I mean, Tata Martino has got to be on the hot seat. Mexico have been struggling greatly ever since really the Nations League final for their standards. Here come El Salvador into the U.S. box on a rare occasion. Yeah, exactly. 10 men Jamaica scored. I did see that they got a red card. I saw the first half highlights. Yeah. Wow. Here come the U.S. again. It's Pulisic down the left wing. Pulisic cutting towards the middle. But in the end, getting a crucial touch was Eduardo Vigil. It's one back by Pulisic. McKennie. And now played into space with Dest. Dest, the one-time cross. A little bit too far, and Musa cannot get there. Goal kick for El Salvador. 59th minute, and things all of a sudden looking a lot better with the U.S. winning, and Honduras have just scored against Canada. Wow. I am just seeing that now, Kevin. Sorry. That is crazy. Wow. So all kinds of crazy happening around CONCACAF. My goodness. Canada and Mexico both currently trailing, and the U.S. winning. So if all of this holds true, it'll be a perfect night for the United States. But still a lot to be decided until we get to the end of the night. This is back with Chris Richards. And yeah, there is the update. 52nd minute currently, and Jamaica leading Mexico 1-0. They are playing with 10 men, as mentioned, after Lowe got a red card in first half stoppage time. Now here comes the cross from Weah. Caught by Mario Gonzalez. And that'll be a foul from behind against Chris Richards. We've played an hour, half an hour to go. Oh, Canada scored. Okay, all right. Got you. It was a Honduras own goal. All right, Dr. Zippy. Nah, you're good, Kevin. You got me extra excited there for a moment, but no worries. Thanks for the clarification there, Dr. Zippy, as we do take a look at the updated live standings. And according to these live standings, Canada haven't scored yet. I guess they just haven't updated it. US 18 points, Canada 17, and then behind them is Mexico with Panama in fourth. But all right, yeah, it looks like according to the chat, it is official that Canada have taken the lead. They did not update that on the ESPN broadcast here. A lot of moving parts here. Zimmerman back to Turner. Oh, yeah, I'm hoping Canada lose too, just because that would help the U.S. in a big way. Way off balance, and it's stolen back by El Salvador. Down the right wing. Looking to create something is Alex Roldan. But a loose touch gets away, and another unforced turnover by the visitors. It's been a rough night for El Salvador. You just said you wanted Canada to lose, Kevin, and now you're saying Mexico and Canada better win. Oh, you're saying for their sake, I guess. I see what you're saying. As the U.S. will win a corner. Great work ethic first from Anthony Robinson, and then Pulisic winning the corner. You can't prefer Mexico. Come on. USA all the way. And it does look like Brendan Aronson is set to come on, so I like this decision by Berhalter. But he won't come on until the next stoppage, it looks like, as Pulisic will deliver the in-swinger. Eventually, as we close in on the 63rd minute. Both your parents are Mexican? Yeah, I know. As this ball falls to the back post, pinballs around, and eventually El Salvador clear the box. Now, I get you. But you're from the U.S., so no, I'm just playing with you. You have every right to be a fan of both teams, with both your parents from Mexico and you living in the U.S. now. Well, that's just untrue. The U.S. are better than Mexico. That's been proven over the last year. Come on, man. Yeah, a lot of people ask me that, Hugo. If USA and Portugal play, which team am I rooting for more? It has to be the U.S. The U.S. is where I was born. This is where I've grown up. So even though my dad's from Portugal, U.S. come first. Portugal second. But yeah, it is tough. They did meet each other in the 2014 World Cup, which it was a 2-2 draw. But it's very tough. I don't root for the U.S. to play Portugal because those are the two national teams I support, and with my dad being from Portugal, I love Portugal, but as well. But it is what it is. As Christian Pulisic will be coming off here, so interesting move. He went 64 minutes, and he'll toss the captain's armband over to Tyler Adams. No one's surprised there, as Pulisic gets a big round of applause from the crowd on hand. And Aronson will be his replacement for substitution from Berhalter tonight. Aronson plays in Austria with RB Salzburg. I don't know if Mexico are going to get back on top, Kevin. Mexico are, I don't know, man. They have been looking shaky lately. But, they could. I'm not ruling it out, but the U.S. are looking like the kings of CONCACAF right now, as Anthony Robinson is into the box. Robinson onto his right foot. He's still going. Near post, saved by Gonzalez, and Robinson almost had a second. It'll be a foul going out as El Salvador can catch their breath. 65th minute, and Anthony Robinson is having a standout performance. That's right. Yeah, U.S. did beat Portugal. Yeah, 2002 World Cup in, I want to say, South Korea, or was it Japan? I think it was both. Both were hosting. I think it was in South Korea, that game. Yeah, it was a shocker. Yep, Portugal had Luis Figo at the time. Thanks, James, by the way, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah, my dad has told me all about that game. I've gone back and watched the highlights of that game too. Yeah, crazy result. Yeah, that Portugal team was really good too. They made the final of the Euros 2 years later, where they shockingly lost to Greece on home soil. The year I was born, 2004. So yeah, that Portugal team was really good back then with Luis Figo. Absolutely. And yeah, that was a big surprise. The U.S. beating Portugal in that 2002 World Cup. At least Mexico has some good boxers. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, it was both. I thought so. Oh, no, Adam. Let's not get Let's keep it appropriate in here. Mexico has beautiful parts of the country. I'd love to visit Mexico one time. As this comes from distance, Matt Turner will keep it in play and quickly throw it out to Robinson. Your parents don't like sports? That's too bad. Yeah, my mom doesn't really care for sports, but my dad, being from Portugal, he played soccer growing up, was a college soccer coach for 27 years, so he's a huge sports fan, and I guess that trickled down to me as well. Oh yeah, I'm sure Mexico is a beautiful country. A reminder that the She Believes Cup will get underway Thursday, February 17th, when the United States women's national team will take on the Czech Republic, 11 Eastern time. A late start. It'll be out in Carson, California. I was a bit disappointed though to see the teams participating in the She Believes Cup. Not as strong of a field as years past. I don't know if that's due to COVID or what, but I might cover a couple matches then, but in the She Believes Cup. But I don't know. It's the U.S. should have no problem. The women, that is, in that tournament. Of course, it's not. It's technically friendlies, but it's a tournament that the U.S. run every year for fun. There is a trophy, although it is technically not a real competition. Nah, I know you're just kidding, Adam. I know it. Here's Robinson. And now Yunus Musa spinning through the defender, and now down the left wing he goes, trying to slip one in to the path of Aronson. Knocked out of play for a U.S. throw. We've played over 3/4 of this one. 1-0 U.S. lead thanks to Anthony Robinson's 52nd minute goal. What a great talent Yunus Musa is. As Robinson will take the throw-in. Yeah, absolutely, Steve. Don't go to Mexico. Why do you say that, Kevin? It's not even a good place. I mean, I'm sure there are some good there are some good sections, I'm sure. I would love to go to a game at the Azteca. That would be a cool experience. I'm someone who'd love to travel the world. The only country I've been to outside of the US is Portugal. I was actually supposed to go to England in April 2020, but then COVID happened. As El Salvador trying to combine inside the box, but the return pass from Seren would not get to Landaverde. And now here come the U.S. back the other way. It's Aronson looking across. His effort blocked, and El Salvador will keep it in play. 20 minutes to go. And that's out for United States throwing. All right, I didn't know that. The Caesar's salad was created in Tijuana. Pure corruption, says Kevin. All right, fair enough. Once again, the U.S. with it. McKennie had an option on his right, but instead finds Ferreira. The flag stays down. Ferreira will switch it. Settled by Adams right inside the box. McKennie back to Adams. And ultimately, foul committed by Serginho Dest. Oh, yeah, I'm sure, Dr. Zippy, that Mexico has some amazing places. Absolutely. Yeah, every place does. That's the beauty of our world. Exactly, Kevin. There's a lot of places I would love to check out and explore. As the third substitution will come from El Salvador, it'll be Narciso coming in. Brian Landaverde coming out. Meanwhile, the U.S. will make a couple of changes. Jordan Morris and Giassi Zardes set to enter. So a couple of MLS players entering the match. Jesus Ferreira will be one of the players coming off. Zardes will be his replacement. We close in on minute 72. And it will be Tim Weah coming off. So not surprised by the two players coming off. I am a bit surprised to see Zardes coming on rather than Pepe. Good to see Jordan Morris, though, enter the pitch as he continues to come back from that ACL injury that he suffered while at Swansea City. Now he's back with the Seattle Sounders, I believe. Or is he still on Swansea? Now I'm questioning that. I don't know. Gotta double check that, actually. You've been to the Bahamas and Bermuda. That's nice, Jeffrey. Very good, man. Yeah, Morris is back with Seattle. I thought so. I got to double check there. Exactly, Hugo. Jamaica, red card, empty stadium. Still beating Mexico, though. Down the left wing, here comes the cross by Narciso. Or no, that was Roldan, actually. How to play for a U.S. throw-in. Oh, really? All right. So apparently Mexico have just been given what Hugo might consider a controversial penalty. Interesting. Throw in here on the far side for the U.S., who will just try to hold on for the victory now. A second goal would be nice, of course. Zardes gets tripped up and a free kick given. And the referee certainly could have played advantage, but not too many complaints from the U.S. Oh, it's outside the penalty area. All right. So free kick. Good thing. Well, apparently it's not a penalty, Kevin. I don't know. I'm not watching it. I'm relying on Hugo's updates. So don't take my word for everything here because I don't have the game on. This sent in towards the back post. Gonzalez took out his own teammate there. And they might have collided heads. He and Eduardo Vigil collided, and that does not look good. As Gonzalez ultimately picked up the ball, but then immediately hit the deck. Oh, yeah. They smashed heads right there. It's always a dangerous situation. Yeah, definitely, Jeffrey. Great to see David Ortiz get into the Hall of Fame. as both the goalkeeper Mario Gonzalez and the center back Eduardo Vigil will need medical attention. Yeah, that was a nasty looking collision, really. Well, going back to the 52nd minute, that's when the breakthrough goal arrived for the United States. Anthony Robinson with a pure strike and the backflip celebration to boot. And that's been the lone goal so far in this one. 1-0 USA lead. With about a quarter hour to go, of course, we can expect a decent amount of stoppage time, as both injured players appear to be okay. As we take another look at the live standings, Canada indeed leading. They're on 19 points, the U.S. 18. Mexico, as it stands, tied with Panama on 14 points. Jamaica 10, Costa Rica 9, El Salvador 6, and Honduras 3. Remember, the top 3 teams automatically qualify for the World Cup, and then the 4th place team will head to an intercontinental playoff. So if Mexico lose to Jamaica, Panama will have the chance, with even a draw against Costa Rica, to leapfrog Mexico in the table and head into 3rd, which would be quite the storyline. Foul against El Salvador in the midfield. Now the 77th minute. Anthony Robinson looking for Morris. El Salvador win it back. Going down and winning the foul was Jairo Enriquez, excuse me. Looks like one of the fans in Columbus has a short sleeve shirt on. I guess that's better than no shirt, but he still has to be freezing. Edge of the box, El Salvador looking to create. This is sent out wide for Tamacas. Tamacas looking for a foul, didn't get it. Richards did a good job. Zardes came in late, advantage played by the official. This is played to Calvillo. Calvillo going down, the whistle against Aronson. El Salvador wanted a quick restart, but the referee will first have a word. Still no cards in this game, no bookings. The fouls have gone down a little since the start of the game, where there were fouls left and right, it felt like. No, I didn't see that, Jeffrey. Providence College basketball won again. My goodness. I'll have to look out for them, man, once March Madness comes around. I'll be pulling for Providence in March Madness. I always pull for the New England teams in March Madness. Yeah, they're having a great season. Providence is actually a little bit closer to me than Boston, as a matter of fact. Providence is about 30 minutes from where I live. As that's stolen away by Anthony Robinson. Now Yunus Musa. Tamacas with the steal, but he nearly turned it over again. In came Calvillo. Off of Richards. Look at the statistics. 66-34%. The possession in favor of the U.S. The U.S. with 15 shots. El Salvador with just 4. The fouls committed 15-13. The U.S. 80 minutes in the books. 10 to go. So that goes out for a U.S. throw. El Salvador just, despite still only trailing by a goal, they, in my opinion, haven't really shown any signs that they could score an equalizer in these dying moments, but you never know. A goal against the run of play is always a possibility. But they've just looked dull, although that's a poor giveaway by the U.S. in the midfield. Be blasted back the other way by Richards. Throw in for El Salvador. Perhaps more substitutions coming shortly. Remember, there are 5 allowed. As Tamakas will take the throw-in. No changes yet. Although it looks like at the next stoppage, Honduras will make their 4th substitution. Matt Turner up the middle. He finds Tyler Adams. And now back with El Salvador. Really, Adam? Wow. Down the left wing, El Salvador. Looking for Bonilla, the substitute, to create a chance. He will win the corner. Could be promising here for the visiting side. Heading over to take it is Jairo Enriquez. Oh, I love Mikel Antonio. Yeah, the West Ham man leading the line for Jamaica. He's a fun player to watch. That header away by McKennie. And sliding in with the perfect challenge was Narciso. However, it is out of play. United States will take some time on the throw-in. And they'll have to anyways, because here comes the Honduras change I was alluding to. It'll be Darwin Seren coming off and Joaquin Rivas coming on. So we'll see what type of impact Rivas can make in these final 7 minutes. Here's Matt Turner. Over to McKennie. Now Dess will turn, hits the brakes, plays it back to Adams. Zimmerman combining with Musa. The U.S. just trying to keep possession at this stage. I agree, Dr. Zippy. Time for a second as Rivas, who just came into the match, whistled for the foul. The 84th minute in this one. Back it comes to Turner. Morris flicks on the header to Zardes. The 2 substitutes combining, and now it's Robinson. Plenty of space and time down the left wing. Trying to seek out Aronson at the back post. Now it falls to Dess, edge of the box. Serginho Dess fakes the shot. Still on his left. Tees up Robinson. And he nearly had a second. Although that shot comfortably saved by Gonzalez, who quickly punts it to midfield. 6 minutes from stoppage time now. And El Salvador trailing by a 1-0. Alex Roldan. El Salvador switched the point of attack. Now out on the left side. Over to Enriquez. Good pass out wide for Tamakas. Tamakas on the right. Crossing, and the header just wide from Rivas. Couple minutes after coming on, Joaquin Rivas found himself in a good area. But it was a bit of an awkward header in the end where he was maybe just leaning back a bit. Couldn't put it on frame. "85 minutes in the books. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It hasn't been pretty by any means from the United States tonight, but As long as they get the job done, it'll be on to Canada Sunday afternoon in Hamilton, Ontario. Here's Serginho Dest. And now down the line it goes to McKennie. McKennie tripped up and a free kick is awarded. He got clipped, McKennie did, by Narciso. And this free kick is from a decent position. I don't know, Hugo. I'll have to check. I don't think there's any snow in the forecast for the Canada-USA game, but I'll have to double check that. I could be wrong. Here comes the set piece. Aronson floats one in, and the header just over from Zardes. The United States have come pretty close to a second goal on multiple occasions. Actually, it does look like there is maybe a chance for snow on Sundays, in Sunday's Canada US game. It says snow showers will become scattered in the afternoon with accumulations less than 1 inch. So not much snow at all, but there's perhaps the potential for some. Yeah, it does always snow in Canada. That's fair, Adam. Yeah. I should have known better. Yeah, same here, Jeffrey. I don't live too far away from you. So yeah, where I live, we're getting about 24 inches apparently, which is just ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount. But yeah, that sounds about the same. I think it's going to start at like midnight tomorrow night and then all the way until Saturday, deep into the night. As the U.S. make another change, Kellen Acosta coming on for Yunus Musa. So a good opportunity here for Acosta at the very end. A reminder that the MLS season gets underway. Sunday, February 27th, 5 Eastern time is when the LA Galaxy will take on the defending champs, NYCFC. Oh, Mexico tied the game. Really? Wow. Yeah, I'll be shoveling too, Jeffrey. Although luckily I have a plow that comes to my driveway, but I'll still need to shovel a little bit. As Jordan Morris is on the ball, edge of the box. Morris, great ball to the back post. McKennie heads it down. Zardes could not control. And now El Salvador trying to counter, but Serginho Dest recovers nicely. We're 1 minute from the 90th. Dest goes down, and El Salvador win it cleanly. Although swooping in for the steal was Aronson. Here come El Salvador. Down the left wing. Deflected cross. It'll fall to Calvillo. Now a strike from way out, and it took a bit of an awkward deflection, but Turner was ready. And now we'll fall on top of it. Yeah, I would love to be in Southern California right now. The weather here has been abysmal. Going to school today, it was 4 degrees when I went out to my car. There's the board. There will be 4 added minutes here at the end of the second half. Oh, wow. Mexico just took the lead. Wow. Well, that situation flipped in a hurry. Wow. Well, that's unfortunate. Vega scored. Okay, Alexis Vega, yeah. USA chance raining down at lower.com field. About 3 minutes to play. As long as the U.S. can hold on here, safe to say the fans got their money's worth. And now it's getting chippy on the sideline. Wait a minute. There was a big altercation taking place just like that. And some words being exchanged. Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams getting into it. It looked like Joaquin Rivas was in the center of the scuffle. And now finally play resumes. That will go off of Zardes for a goal kick. I think Hugo Perez was telling his team, hey, what are we doing? We're wasting our own time here by trying to, not start a fight, but start some beef. As there is the update. Yep, 84th minute in Mexico have flipped the script. They lead Jamaica 2-1. Wow, what a turnaround by Mexico late. It was Martin in the 81st minute. And then, as Kevin mentioned, Vega moments later. Or as Hugo said, sorry. Yeah, Jamaica just couldn't hold on. 2 minutes left now. Back it comes for Mario Gonzalez. Acosta gets the first touch to it. Aronson back to Acosta. 90 seconds left. Oh, stop, Kevin. The U.S. are higher in the table, and the U.S. beat Mexico in the last window of World Cup qualifying. So that's just not true. Foul committed by Serginho Dest. El Salvador only have about a minute now to salvage a point. Oh, yeah. Kevin's 100% trolling. I know it. Header won by Zimmerman. This is settled by Zardes. Zardes tripped up at midfield. And the foul called against Bonilla. Not when they lose to Canada. First of all, I don't think the U.S. will lose to Canada. Second of all, didn't Mexico lose to Canada? I'm pretty sure they did last time I checked. I mean, your argument's just weak. 30 seconds left. Turner finds Robinson out wide. That ball saved. Final seconds now. Jordan Morris steps in for the steal. Adams for Zardes, who leaves it for Adams. Tyler Adams still going. Adams trying to play it over to McKennie, but it's broken up. And now Dest will have to get back defensively. It will be a throw into El Salvador as Dest comes out limping. But time will run out. Or will it? No, the referee allows it to continue for a little longer. But there it is. The final whistle arrives in the United States. Defeat El Salvador 1-0 the final score. Anthony Robinson's goal in the 52nd minute proves to be the difference. It wasn't easy for the U.S. tonight, but in the end, they get the job done and get the pivotal 3 points and temporarily go top of the table, depending on what happens in the Canada game. Canada could reclaim that top spot by the end of the night, and that makes that U.S.-Canada game just huge on Sunday afternoon. Yes, Jeffrey, that U.S.-Canada game will be at 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. I don't think I'll be able to call it, unfortunately, which I'm a bit bummed about, but it is what it is. I'm hoping to do the U.S.-Honduras game next week. But yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to that U.S.-Canada game, even though I most likely won't be able to call it, unfortunately. Hope you guys don't mind that. Well, that will do it for my broadcast, everybody, as the Roldan brothers immerse on the field. Christian for the U.S., Alex for El Salvador. Yeah, I do have school tomorrow, Kevin. So I'll have to sign off here, as I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. It's been a pleasure as always. Greg Berhalter's side gets the job done. They had to grind out the result, but the 3 points go to the U.S. in the end, and a shutout as well for Matt Turner. The page turns to Hamilton, Ontario, Sunday afternoon, when the U.S. will face off at Canada. Boy, is that a big one. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'm Samuel Reese signing off, saying so long, everybody. The United States defeat El Salvador 1-0. Canada is next in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Good night.